Drop it.
Hey, I'm Victor.
And I'm Candace.
And this is Social Media Made Me Do It IRL,
where we inspire real lessons. In this video, we're going to provide a clip of something that we've never thought we would have to experience in this lifetime or ever again.
Yeah, I mean, the situation that happened with George Floyd escalated protest, riots, looting, and a lot of angry humans.
And we actually last week were a part of a local peaceful protest. And before I even get into showing you the clip, I just want to tell you a little bit more on how I was feeling before going to this protest, because I was not sure what to expect. You see things on the media and you expect the worst, and you hear people saying that if you go to these protests, you're going to be in riots, things are going to go bad, the cops are bad, this and that. And I was actually nervous going to a peaceful protest because of what I was watching on the news.
And the protest that we went to was in a town that we know very well. We grew up in this town. We know that it has a lot of its wrongs and for reasons why we went to the protest. But we also know that it's not as dangerous. But yet, because of what the media has been throwing at us day in and day out, of course, we felt a little nervous going to this peaceful protest.
Yeah, and we were a part of this local group. And after reading some of the comments, it's like one of those things where you go in and you kind of like, you, for some reason, your eyes only focus to the negative comments. The community that was on there was almost reassuring that, guys, like this isn't what they're going to expect. This is going to be a peaceful protest. Like, we are going to show up, show out, and support what we need to support and make our voices heard. And with that culture on that group, it just gave me another reassurance that, you know what, I don't even care at this point. I don't care what's happening in other places. I don't care if this happens here, if we go here. All I know is I'm going. I'm done staying quiet. It's my time to support. And literally when I was there, I think I was like crying low key, because some of the things that were being said from the people who were speaking before we even went and protested and walked truly like struck chords with me, because I can't believe that people are being treated the way that they are being treated.
And it's like, we can't believe it, but we also can believe it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Candace and I, we grew up together. We've been friends now for 14 plus years. We've seen a lot of shit. The town that we come from isn't the most dangerous place, but we still experienced a great deal of fucked up shit like racism, discrimination, unfairness, just a lot of like just wrong.
Yeah.
And we were kids, so we almost took that in and made that our truth and just felt like, well, that's just the way life is. We didn't really know any better. We just thought that's how life is.
It just makes me so mad, and I've experienced and seen so many crazy things throughout my life, and I've been in experiences too where the cops we went to go for the protest in that town were literally treating my friends in a way that it was like I could have been mouthing off to them, but they wouldn't come after me, they would come after them. I don't know how many times I literally stood in the middle of like a situation where I knew that if I was in the middle of it, they wouldn't have done, nothing would have been done. And me just knowing that is fucked up.
Yeah. You know what else is fucked up? Me knowing that whenever I was hanging out with my white friends, that I would be okay and slightly safe because I was with the other side, that I was with white people, and they would protect me in a way that if a cops ran their license plate, they'll see a white name, so they won't stop us. You know,
Wow.
It's crazy that I had to live like that and for my own safety. And, you know, just going to this protest, it really helped us understand, like, no, I mean, granted, it wasn't just this protest that helped us to understand that this is how life is, but we just can't believe that it got to this point again, where it's like, yo, when are people going to learn? I was even thinking to myself the other day before we even went to the protest, and I started reflecting on my own life back when I was younger and all the friends that we had and the parties that we went to, and you know, there were moments where we just even gathered together just to be friends, you know, and cops would come and intervene and get really nasty and aggressive with only certain of us, not all of us. I've experienced my fair share of oppression and racism and discrimination. But I didn't know. I thought, well, that's just how Puerto Ricans get treated because we're brown. Like, and it's just like, I didn't think anything of it up until like I knew I was going to this protest, and it all just started hitting me at once. And I was like, oh my God, of course I live in oppression. And I kind of just put this in the back of my head. And that's what I think a lot of us do. We just put it in the back of our heads and we think, well, this is just the way things are. But no, things do not have to be this way. It's wrong. We're human beings and we deserve to be treated like human beings, every single last one of us.
I thought I lived under this false identity that if I got an education, that I would be exempt. I'm not. I realized that when I was 21 years old and the police were called to my home for a disturbance for whatever sort. It was just me in my home and a family member upstairs. The police were allowed in. Never once did they announce themselves, but I heard voices as if it was only me downstairs in my room. I was ironing clothes. I was on the phone with my best friend. You could hear me. And I heard strange voices in my home, so I opened the door. And I had 2 guns pointed in my head, in my own home. And the police officer shook with fear as I opened the door unarmed. He shook with fear. And I stood there and I could say nothing. I saw my life flash before my eyes. There was no apology. There was no misunderstanding. He said, do you live here? Do I live I'm in my pajamas. Do I live here? But I could have been shot dead. And you all could have been saying, no justice, no peace for me. But I live to tell that story. But I say that I am not exempt.
And just being at that protest, like, it was so diverse. And I actually honestly was like, there's gonna be like 10 people here. And there was like probably like 100 people who showed up.
Well, according to Republican American, it was over 1,000 people that showed up.
Wow. And the signs that were being held and just the way people were speaking and just like the community and the togetherness. And it was like, wow. It's like how much of an impact needs to be made? How can we make our voices heard as one, not separated, not divided, as one? And I will say, if you're watching this, please register to vote. Please register to vote, because your voice isn't going to be heard if you don't register to vote and put your voice out there.
I want to say something too on that to add on. I, like you, have not been a voter. I never voted because I voted maybe once for Obama.
No, I never voted.
Yeah, I voted for Obama. And I only voted for Obama because I was following the crowd. I had no idea what he was offering to us. And I'm being completely transparent here with you. But I want to share this because I feel like so many of us struggle with this. And after that, even though I voted for him again, I had no idea what was going on. And thereafter, and even before that, I was not a voter, didn't register to vote, didn't care. I felt like my voice didn't matter. They go by electoral votes, and we live in a small state, so our vote isn't going to count. All this bullshit. But you know what? I did a little research the other day. Because of all this shit going on, I'm like ready. I'm like done with it. I'm so done. I'm ready to make change. I'm ready to use my voice from this moment on to the day I die. I will never stay shut again. But I was researching a little bit, and did you know that throughout history, young American adults have not voted? I mean, granted, I'm not saying that all of us in entirety, us young adults, have not voted, but based on the studies, it shows that young Americans do not vote. The people that vote are your ones that are 60 and over. I want you to understand something, right? And this is what I took away from this. If it's never been done, how do we know that we don't have a voice? How do we know that we can't make change? Yeah. You know, I think that what we need to do collectively as the new generation of of the world rather, and just in America, I think we need to understand this, that history shows.
And this video landed on your timeline, wherever you're watching this, for a reason.
Honestly,
So believe that.
change is never going to happen. It will never, ever happen until we allow it to happen, until we go out and actively create change.
Yeah.
We're so tired of this shit. We're tired of this discrimination and oppression. We're tired of being treated like we don't matter and like we're like some kind of project. No, we have power. We can cultivate change, but we have to do it. So
And as a
please,
collective, we can do it. As a collective, no matter where you're from, wherever you're watching this,
we can create change.
Yeah.
So we wanted to leave you with that, and we wanted to share our experience at the protest and how it really opened up our eyes again, you know, to the systems that have been set in place. You know, the system is not broken. It was created that way. So
Yeah.
in knowing that, we need to do our part to regain power, because we the people have power. We don't even vote. So how do we know we can't make a dent?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we all vote, Gen Z, millennials, if we all get out there and vote, then we can make that assumption or that presumption or whatever, that conclusion that our voices don't matter. But until we go out there and actually vote, we're never going to know. And this world is going to continue to be run by the ones that are not serving us, the ones that are not helping us.
and the
But
ones
if
who
we
aren't
want-
living these days that we're living like the 65-year-olds who are like at home in nursing homes, control how our lives are going to be determined going forward.
Right. That's why we need to seriously get out there. I mean, again, I had the presumption that our voices don't matter, that I don't even know what's going on. Well, you know what? You are an adult. Just like you want to be treated like an adult, you need to act like one, and you need to go out there and advocate for yourself. You know, if school is not teaching you about politics and civics, then you need to teach yourself, unfortunately, because that's the only way. I mean, that's the only way. So why don't we start now? Why don't we be the generation that changes the game?
Yep.
Like, this is our world just as much as it is anybody else's.
In order for us to make change, we need to stop saying we're going to go and vote and we don't register. You need to act.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it, and this year I'm registering to vote. This year I'm voting. This year, I don't care if it's just my voice being pushed out. I know that I am at least being a part of the difference. And you guys know, you're watching things happen. You're seeing things happen on the news, on Facebook, on Instagram, on every platform. We control that. You who are watching this, if you're a millennial or below, we control that. So let's change the narrative. Let's be one. Let's be the generation who 10, 20 years from now is like, yo, did you see them? They changed the world.
Right, so that we don't have to worry about things like this, so that we are actively voting and creating a society that we want for ourselves, that we don't have to be involved in any more protests that's not treating Black people right. You know, that we're living in a world that's more peaceful, that's more happier, that's more together and not so judgmental towards someone because of their damn skin color. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, if you are someone who judges someone on their skin color, you need to seriously get yourself together. Think to yourself, what the fuck am I actually judging here? What are you doing? You are a human being. You are a soul living in a human body. This is just an experience. Like, none of this is real.
Exactly.
Why are you judging people?
Exactly.
We're going to make it even easier for you, okay? We're going to add the link right here in the bottom, in the show notes, so that you can register to vote. I mean,
Yes.
I registered to vote the other day, and it's the most easiest process ever.
Yeah.
They send you automatic emails to keep you updated, to let you know when it is in your state, what time it is in your state, what the new, guidelines are, and all that bullshit. But it's just, we're making it easier for you so you can register to vote. Stop with the excuses, with the limiting beliefs that your voice doesn't matter, because again, just like we preach on our channel, you create your reality, you know?
Yep.
So if you throw that out into the universe, you're manifesting this idea that you don't matter, your voice doesn't count. And that's going to be true because you're making it true. So stop with the nonsense and get it together.
And make it fun. Grab all of your friends. Go to vote. Make it a party. Like whatever you have to do to get yourself from out of your house to go to the voting station, do it. Do it. I think that would be so awesome if like towns had like little like a hangout where everybody went to and then they all went to go vote after. I think that would be something really awesome to implement. Just because you're making it an experience. You're being a part of something that you will never be a part of again. If we don't make the change now, then we're going to continue to be in this cycle.
Yeah, and we didn't have people like this when we were growing up to talk to us like this. And that's why we responded to the world the way you are probably responding to it now. But today, after you watch this video, is when that all stops. You can't have that excuse anymore that you never had anybody to come guide you, because here we are. Yeah. We're here trying to guide you, to tell you, hey, you should go out and vote. Definitely, you should go out and vote. And though we definitely made mistakes in the past for not voting, but again, we didn't know better. But now we know better.
Yeah.
Vote. We won't know until we try.
Exactly.
Just go out and vote. Change happens not overnight, over a continuum of time. So that means that we can't just stop talking about the systems of oppression that have been set in place for years just because the Black Lives Movement is over. We have to continuously talk about this. It doesn't have to be something that we're overkilling and then we're talking about it and that's going to be our lives completely. But we need to raise awareness. We need to be mindful of our own microaggressions, of our own racism, or how we treat others. I think it really starts at home, and home is within. Yeah. And can't lose sight of that just because something new comes along the way. We have to remember what's important, and that's human lives. We are important, each and every one of us. And until we're all treated equally, we're all going to feel the wrath. You fall, I fall. Yeah. It's not one in one. We are all one.
My biggest thing is don't get distracted. There's always a new distraction. Don't get distracted. We'll drop some links below on some of the organizations that we see are the best ones for us to direct you to, because there are so many links out there that you never know which is great and which is taking your info. So we'll go through and we'll figure out some of the links that you should be connected to. We'll link the voting links down below as well, because change doesn't happen unless you take the initiative and be a part of it. Put your ego to the side. Whatever you think that is going to happen, put it to the side, because you don't know until you do it.
Exactly.
So with that being said, thank you all for watching. We would love it if you subscribe to our channel and stay up to date, stay in the now, stay progressively thinking, because we want to put you in a position where you are ahead of the curve and you are voting and you are doing things that you necessarily wouldn't do because you just didn't know. And our channel has a little bit of everything. We want to help cultivate you to be the best person you can be. So subscribe to our channel. Click the subscribe button below and the bell for notifications for when we drop our next video. And connect with us on Instagram at Social Media Made Me Do It and Facebook. And if this video has gave you a different perspective or has just literally shifted the way you think about something, please drop a like, drop a comment, engage with us, share this video, create awareness, do your due diligence, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag and be a part of what is going on, because if we don't make the change, who will?
Exactly. So please stay safe and stay well.